Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Matterhorn Matt presents Matterhorn Mondays.
That was just a test to make sure you guys were paying attention. I didn't forget to unmute us on purpose, but hello everybody. I guess I gotta do the intro over again. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 67 of Matterhorn Mondays. I'm your host, Matterhorn Matt.
And again, I'm your co-host, Alex the Historian.
Man, the first intro we did was so much funnier than the one we just did for you guys. But you guys couldn't hear the intro that we did for you guys before the intro we had to do again, so I apologize. But yeah, welcome everybody. This is going to be a wonderful podcast. Lots of awesome Disney news dropped this week. And I think we have one, maybe two, a couple pieces of news from the following week that we forgot to cover during our episode live from Disneyland. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, go back an episode. You guys will get to see all Chris and Alex and my faces all in their glory, I guess.
Wonderful glory.
Yeah, wonderful glory with the Christmas parade playing in the background throughout probably half of the show. Yeah, had a lot of fun with that, but now it's back to sad reality. Yeah, Alex, how was your weekend so far?
Wait, this weekend?
I guess so. I know, I realized how I said, how was your weekend so far, but it's just barely Saturday, but how's your weekend been so far?
It's going great so far.
That is awesome. Now I guess it's time to get, I don't know what is going on. It's just been a long week, you guys. But anyways, let's get right into this week's drumroll news from the peak.
We now present to you news from the peak.
Oh wait, I didn't switch to the right. I didn't switch to the right screen. I'm sorry. It's just all going wrong today. For our first bit of Disney news, I'm sure most of you guys have seen, Pixar announced that their next original non-sequel movie will be called, what is it called? Will be called Onward. Yes, Onward, and will be released March 6th of 2020. And last year, at D23, Pixar revealed that the plot would follow, quote, a world of suburban fantasy, populated by beings of fantasy stories like trolls, elves, centaurs, and more. In this world, machines take the place of magic, so elves use cell phones and centaurs eat fast food. Instead of being mysterious, glamorous creatures, unicorns are raccoon-like pests. Anthropomorphic, I'm surprised I was able to pronounce that on the first try. Anthropomorphic trees grow in the middle of parking lots. The plot will follow two teenage elf brothers, presumably played by Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, who are starring in the movie, as they embark on a quest to see if there's any magic left in the world. And this movie will be starring Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this last name, Julia, and Octavius Spencer. Opens March 6th, 2020.
You may be surprised that you pronounced anthropomorphic, but I'm surprised that you pronounced onward correctly.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I'm
surprised you didn't say it's like onward.
Yeah, I'm surprised I pronounced every word. Did you guys... Okay, never mind. I'm surprised I pronounced... I completely jumbled my words right when I was going to say something, and then Alex started saying something, so he kind of saved me, but I just sort of called myself out on it, so it didn't really make a difference. But anyways, if you guys are excited for Onward, comment down below, type in chat what you think of the plot. I hope it's good. I love Chris Pratt. I love Tom Holland. I don't really know that too much. I don't really know too much about the other actors, but we do have a little bit of time waiting. Time in between now and March 6, 2020. Is Pixar releasing... Oh, their Toy Story 4 is coming out next year. That's why. I completely forgot that was a thing. But anyways, for our second bit of Disney news, new detail... Oh yeah, Julia. She's the one from Seinfeld. That's right. What is her name in
weird?
Seinfeld? Elaine, that's it. Yeah. What?
What's weird is, remember how I was talking about like memorable voices? Well, for the cast of Onward, they didn't really choose people with very memorable voices. You know, it's just kind of like regular people with regular voices, but with big names.
Yeah, that is strange that you pointed that out. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd be able to recognize Tom Holland or Julia Long hard last name. Is that how it's pronounced?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to like identify them by their voices, but hopefully it'll be good. Chris Pratt is sort of on a hot streak when it comes to movies, except for the Jurassic Park movie that came out. When did that come out? Like August? Whatever. Anyways, our second bit of Disney news comes to us from the disneyparksblog.go.com.disney/disneyparksblog. New details on the previously announced Marvel Land. This is new details on California's Marvel Land and Paris's Marvel Land. So our boy out here, Scott Drake, Scott spelled with one T, Scott Drake, explains the lore for the new Marvel Land. It's a really long quote. I'm not going to read it all. You guys can read the whole thing if you want. Link will be in the description. But oh gosh, I feel like a burp coming on. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'll try to summarize it for you guys. If you would like to read into it further, link will be in the description. This is that I'm summarizing. It's just like the lore behind all the Marvel lands that Disney is currently building or currently already have built. So let's start with the first quote. The original Avengers... this is, like I said, this is paraphrasing. The original Avengers idea has evolved into a brand new global Avengers initiative, one that brings the next generation of remarkable people together. The Stark Expo in Hong Kong was to be a first step, a world exposition whose theme of A Better Tomorrow Today was meant to inspire and motivate through technological innovation. However, shortly after it opened, the expo was attacked by the forces of Hydra. When even more powerful forces threatened the entire planet, the Avengers realized that the Earth needs more heroes. So today, to better defend the planet, the Avengers are setting up new headquarters and technology-sharing exchanges around the globe to empower and inspire all potential recruits willing to step up and become heroes. In California and Paris, Tony Stark is retrofitting two of his father's Stark Industries sites into new hubs for training and innovation. Through partnerships with S.H.I.E.L.D., PIM Technologies, Masters of the Mystic Arts, and the new Worldwide Engineering Brigade, the Avengers and their allies will forge new global campuses to champion the next generation of heroes. Who's ready to answer the call? So that's sort of the lore.
Not me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting, I guess. We've been speculating how they were going to integrate like the what is it? Like the Avengers campus or whatever. We were speculating about what the heck that meant. And I guess my boy Scott Drake, Scott with one T, Drake, explains basically the whole lore, the whole backstory about all the Marvel lands. Yeah, who's ready to answer? Are you guys ready to answer the call? It also says Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Captain America, and more will be coming to Disney California Adventure and Disneyland Paris. Yeah, so that's sort of that. Take of that what you will. It's all very vague. They don't give any concrete details on really anything that's going to be coming to the Marvel Land. It's just the backstory. They still haven't even revealed what kind of ride system the Spider-Man attraction that they revealed the concept art for, I think like 2 or 3 weeks back. Yeah, around that time. They still haven't revealed...
But you know what?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. Sometimes I don't know when to talk because it sounds like you're done talking. Then right as I say something, it's like... Okay. Well, you know what was really weird? I was reading an article. I think the one that was... I think the very article that you were just quoting from. And somewhere in there, Disney says something about the unique ride system for the Spider-Man attraction. And then everybody was like saying like, wait, what? Unique? If it's not an Omnimover, then is it going to be the swinging ride system? You know, like, so it kind of threw everybody off because at first they were expecting the swinging ride system, and then Disney tells them it's a shooter type ride, so everyone thinks it's an Omnimover. And then again, Disney says in this article something like unique ride system. So like everybody was like, wait, hold on, is it going to be the swinging ride system? So yeah,
yeah, it's weird. Normally all these posts to the Disney Parks blog have like comments below. This post has no comments, so I don't know what that says about, like, not necessarily the interest, but just the way they're I guess like promoting this to us. I don't know. Like I said, it's all very vague. No concrete details on anything. We don't even know if the Avengers epic roller coaster that was supposed to be planned is still happening. All we know is that Spider-Man's going to be there, guys, and he'll have his own epic ride and also a meet and greet. And don't forget to buy the Spider-Man t-shirts. But anyways, our third and final bit of Disney news: on December 9th, 2018, the Walt Disney Studios surpassed $7 billion in global box office revenue for the entire calendar year. Pretty impressive if you guys are big fans of the business logistics side of the Walt Disney Company. This is apparently only the second time in history any studio has surpassed the $7 billion mark, after Disney's own industry record 2016 global gross of $7.6 billion. Excuse me, let's see. Continues on. These articles will be in the description below. I'm not smart enough to write up all this stuff, so these are mostly just quotes from the articles, but the studio's estimated international box office gross through December 9th is an estimated $4.069 billion, making it their second biggest year and the third biggest in industry history. And that's not even to mention Mary Poppins Returns is opening next week, so that might add a big extra pile of cash to their already remarkably big $7 billion. I can't even imagine what $7 billion would look like. Like in like $100 bills, I'm trying to like picture how much money that would be. I can't even wrap my head around one company having, or I guess making that much money in a whole year. But yeah, it's pretty interesting if you guys are into that kind of stuff. Links with more information and description will be in the description below. I sort of butchered that sentence, but
what
Alex,
is wrong with you today?
Alex, what do you think about the Walt Disney Company or Walt Disney Studios surpassing $7 billion globally in the box office?
That's cool. You know, it's interesting because you can really see that the Disney Company, even just the division that makes movies, is like still the leader in entertainment. And it's just insane, like, to think like this was a company that started off with just Mickey cartoon, you know, and even at that, them being drawn from this tiny little studio office, like not even a studio, just like a little office. It's just crazy to think, like, wow, $7 billion, you know, in 1 year. It's just, anyway, but yeah, it's really it's really interesting, and I think it speaks to everyone's interest in Disney. I mean, can you imagine, like, anywhere in the world, you say Disney and everybody knows what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not all of this money is just from, like the live action movies. I feel like most of it's also from, I guess not necessarily Star Wars this year, but Marvel this year also brought in a lot of money for them. So I feel like it's mainly superhero movies is what, at least that's what I feel like, is what they made most of their money from. Because what other movies did they release today? Was The Wrinkle in Time this year, or was that last year? I think that was this year.
That was last year.
Was it last year? I can't even remember. But Nutcracker was this year. I don't even know how much money that made. Probably not a lot. But yeah, it is very crazy to think about. And on that note, we hope you all enjoyed this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. Just kidding. I do have a little interesting piece of news to share with you guys before we get into the real topics. A Wrinkle in Time was this year, says T-Well. Interesting. I never saw it, but
You know what I was thinking, Matt?
Yes.
On your like Matterhorn logo against the purple thing,
Mm-hmm.
you should put like a Matterhorn star on top.
Oh.
Like the Matterhorn star. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'll take note of that in my mental notepad for when the stream is over.
Just don't misspell it.
Yes, I'll do my best. But here's an interesting piece of news. Not really news per se. In the Magic Kingdom, in Tomorrowland, they recently removed the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor sort of signage. Are we going to have an episode on Christmas Eve? When is Christmas Eve? What day is that on?
Christmas Eve is on
wow,
a Monday.
Yeah. I guess you guys will. I'll have to make up some new graphics like I did for Halloween. But anyways, we're getting off topic. Disney currently, or I guess recently, removed the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor signage facade from Tomorrowland and replaced it with this very familiar. Is it familiar or familiar? It's familiar, right? With an R.
It's familiar.
Familiar. I've been saying it wrong my whole. Okay. Anyways.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Disney replaced it with a very familiar signage. If you guys are big fans of the original Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is what they replaced it with. Sort of minimalistic, retro, 70s-ish signage. And you'll see this is what it looked like before. It was huge. This is from a different angle, by the way. This is looking out onto the hub, and this is looking from the hub into Tomorrowland. So they sort of flip-flopped sides. But this is what the signage used to look like before. You can see how big, bulky, it took up way too much space, in my opinion. I'm glad they removed it, and they replaced it with this really nice-looking minimalistic one. And this is sort of, I guess, like a callback to the original Tomorrowland signage. Signage I guess is the word that they used. You can see very similar looking, and someone pointed out on the Discord that they're sort of reverting, or I guess trying to revert Tomorrowland back to the retro 70s Tomorrowland style. And I'm a big fan of the way the sign looks. I just think it looks very awkward how these two designs are completely different from each other, because you guys know the new Tomorrowland, was that in the 90s? I think that was sometime in the 90s when they redid Tomorrowland to look like the futuristic spaceport kind of thing, when they dropped the whole minimalistic stuff. Yeah, it looks kind of strange with the new sign up against all the 90s stuff, but hopefully if they do go forward with what am I trying to say? Hopefully, if they do go forward with revamping Tomorrowland to look more like how it did in the past, it will not look out of place as much. Yeah, yeah, I'm a big fan of the way it looks, and yeah, that's it for that. Just wanted
I have two things to say.
Ooh.
Two things.
Okay, go ahead.
One, I thought they were getting rid of Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Yeah. So
I mean, wasn't there news like a while ago about that? Like, hey,
I think
we're
that
getting
was
rid of Monsters Inc. Laugh
Stitch's
Floor.
Great Escape is the one that they closed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, which was right across from it.
Would be... Okay, and then the other thing was on Twitter, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this sign looks ugly." And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, this actually looks really cool. Like, you know, it's so retro and it's so like awesome. Like, I don't understand why people thought it looked ugly. Like, I mean, besides the fact that you've got a big, like, you know, Mike Wazowski face on it. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it does look nice. I think the main reason people are saying it looks ugly is because, like I said, it sort of clashes with the whole design choices they made, I guess aesthetically wise, for the 90s Tomorrowland. And, you know, this is like a callback to the original Tomorrowland. So it doesn't really mix well. You can see there's not really much white in Tomorrowland. It's mostly like silver, blues, yeah, as you can see from the images. But yeah, it does look kind of strange with like the way they did the logo. It doesn't really, in my opinion, match the signage as well. I feel like if they just went back to like the text, the simple, just boring font text, I feel like it would work better.
And how does Monsters Inc. fit into Tomorrowland anyway? I
mean, that is a very good question that unfortunately we do not have. I don't know. If someone knows how Monsters Inc. fits in, I think it's because they use like a special technology that either makes it possible for humans to talk to monsters, or no. God, it's been so long since I've been on that ride. I think it's so Monsters Inc. decides to set up like a headquarters or something in Tomorrowland. And they want to show everybody how the laughs work better at collecting energy than the screams? I don't know. Something along those lines. All I know is that they tell jokes, and as the people laugh, like the canisters fill up. So it probably has something to do with that. Nate says the sign doesn't really look permanent. It doesn't, which, you know, aesthetically wise, I don't think Monsters Inc. would fit into this kind of Tomorrowland that they're trying to transform the current Tomorrowland into. Yeah, and the Mike Wazowski head doesn't look that good either, which, yeah, it sort of begs the question. They're probably just waiting to get the money to change it out to something that will fit better. I don't know. That's just my humble opinion. Yeah, I do hope they revert it back to this, even though I do have much love and appreciation for the way they redid Tomorrowland in the 90s in the Magic Kingdom. It will always have a special place in my heart, but nothing beats nostalgia, you guys. So that will probably, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, moving on to our main topic. I'm sad I was a week late on visiting the parks. I don't think Tropical Hideaway is open just yet, but judging from what we're going to be talking about in the pictures that we're going to be showing you, it's very close to opening. So the Disney Parks blog, oh, this article actually has comments on it. Very interesting. There's like a conspiracy going on in the comments section. But Disney did release they call it a first look at the Tropical Hideaway in Disneyland. I'm sure many of you remember. Was it I don't even remember when they first released the piece of concept art. I feel like it was earlier this year they released the piece of concept art for the Tropical Hideaway. And as you can see here, as we're talking, I'm going to cycle through some of the images they provide to us. It does look very wonderful, very beautiful. Lots of open space, lots of seating, much needed seating in my opinion, in Adventureland. Let's see, they do give a description. I'm going to quote from the Disney Parks blog. Quote, oh, this is not the right quote. That would have spoiled the next topic. All right, here we go. This exotic marketplace is the go-to destination for discovering extraordinary eats from all corners of the world. Is it extraordinary or extraordinary? I feel like it can be said both ways, right? It's like a preference, probably.
It can be said both ways. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna start over, I guess. This exotic marketplace is the go-to destination for discovering extraordinary eats. It feels weird saying okay. Eats from all corners of.
If it makes you feel any better, you can say it like the British way, like extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with that from now on. I'm just gonna skip that part. Learn more about the appetizing goods in our story here. Set along the Jungle River waterfront, it's also the perfect spot to sit and relax in between adventures, perhaps with a refreshing Dole Whip. After sunset, flickering torch lights add to the evening ambiance. Travelers can reach the tropical hideaway across its main bridge, through Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, or along Skipper's Walk, a pathway leading from the Jungle Cruise loading dock. So yeah, it looks really nice. And as you can see, there's I can't remember what these birds are called, the white birds that sing in the Tiki Room. They have like a specific stage name. It's not like the tweeters, is it?
A stage name? Oh, oh, I forget their names. They have, they're a group of, they have a name for their singing group.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. For those of you guys in chat who know what we're talking about, please. I'm thinking, and I can't quite put my tongue on it, my finger on it.
What? Your what?
I don't know why I thought that's how the saying went when I said it, but as I said it, I knew it sounded not what I was intending to say. Anyways,
oh, God.
Yeah, those of you guys who are watching in chat or in the comments, listening on later, help us with what they call these birds. Gosh, I can't. Anyways, there's Rosita. That's one of the birds that they took out from the Tiki Room, and she's apparently. I'll just quote. They know what they're talking about. I don't. Quote, one cockatoo who has packed up her bags and spreading her wings is Rosita. As she waits on the dock for her boat to arrive, this friendly bird makes small talk with visitors. So, I guess she's gonna like interact with the guests. I don't know if it'll be like pre-recorded lines that she'll be saying, or if they'll have like a cast member like in disguise talking into like a microphone and then it transmits to Rosita. That'd be cool if they did do that, but I'm sure that'd be expensive to pay a cast member to sit there for like 5 hours for a day just to talk into a microphone.
It's probably pre-recorded.
Yeah, sadly. Do you guys remember that one trash can that was in Push the Trash Can that was in Tomorrowland? I think it was in both the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland's Tomorrowland. I think he used the person that was like in disguise, and they talked.
I met the person too.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, I was a cast member, and I was walking to my location, and I was behind Plaza Inn, and I decided to go. Like, you could go left and cross over Main Street, or you can go right over to where the this is from backstage, by the way. You can go left towards Main Street, or you can go right and then exit out where the restrooms are next to Tomorrowland.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to go right because usually there's like a character there somewhere. And so I went right, and there's a technician standing there with this like big, like almost like an RC controller, but just like on steroids. It was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the kind that you have to strap to your chest and stuff like that. It was big. And he's standing there, and he's got a microphone piece like on the side of his face and headphones, and he's like saying stuff like, how are you? And oh wow, you're wearing something really nice today, and blah blah blah, and and he's like switching around the little joysticks and stuff like that. And then I realized at that moment that he was Push. So when I went out and exited out towards the restrooms, there was Push, and he was talking to the guests. So I saw him.
I feel like that'd be a fun job to have. It's like almost like playing a video game with a controller, but then you actually have to interact with people. So probably not. Never mind.
Yeah. And it was basically the same thing that they did for the walk around or roll around R2D2.
Oh,
so it was basically the same like control system except without the voice.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to have that job. Except someone else would talk for me. I'd just like to control.
Oh, I wanted to say something about Rosita.
Yes.
So if you switch back to the photo with Rosita, you'll notice, and a lot of people are pointing this out, so it's not like I'm the first one to figure this out, but on the box that she's kind of sitting on is there's a little hat and a cane. Both of those belonged to the Barker bird, which was outside of Enchanted Tiki Room back in the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
And so on Twitter, I kind of commented, I said, is Rosita eloping with the Barker bird? Because obviously that's his cane and his hat, and she's waiting for a boat to take her away. So maybe she's also waiting for him to show up too.
Well, poor Rosita, she's never going to be able to catch her boat. She's just going to be sitting there because these guests will be talking to her for hours and hours, and then she'll be so tired.
Well, you can't make it. You see, the show would go to pieces. She has to sit there all the time and keep trying to get away.
Yeah, I was thinking that in my head. I'm glad you said that. Let's see.
By the way, that was a Walt Disney quote, just for you guys to know.
Yeah, all of you people who don't know what we're referencing. Gosh. But anyways, these pictures are nice. It looks like there's a lot of attention to detail put in. I'm excited for it to open. No one said in chat what these birds are called. It's not the tweeters. That's such a stupid name. I don't know why the tweeters just came into my head.
Tweeters.
What is it called? You guys have access to Google. I'm talking. I can't Google while we're talking, while we're doing the show. Anyways, but yeah, these pictures are nice. What did I just click on? Oh, I accidentally misclicked. What is this? Presenter view? Okay. Anyways, yeah, excited for this to open. Sad I missed the opening. Someone said in chat that it will probably be open within the next week or so. So for those of you guys,
I'm totally gonna go there and buy food and stuff.
Yes, I'd like to know what they're gonna serve there, because I mean, obviously Dole Whips. I think we were talking during the meetup. Oh, really? Yes, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna. So one of the things I'm looking forward to buying there is they're gonna sell these bao buns. They're basically like Chinese, like breaded kind of dumpling kind of things. And so basically, on the inside, you can have like a choice between like what was it called? It's a type of beef. I forget off the top of my head what
Pork.
It's called. What?
Pork. Is that what it is?
Matt, pork comes from a pig. Beef comes from a cow.
Anyways.
Anyway, so they're gonna sell these bao buns, and I think one of them might be vegetarian, and the other one is gonna be I forget but anyway, it's beef, and so I'm gonna get that one, and then they're gonna sell something else. They're gonna sell these Filipino. They're kind of like egg rolls, except on the inside, they have pineapple and and something else. I don't want to take up time, but they got pineapple in them mostly, so they're gonna be really good. They're like a sweet treat, and then they're gonna have this other thing. It's like a coleslaw, but it's
coleslaw. Like, ooh, I know a lot about coleslaw. Have you heard of his brother Jim Slaw?
Oh my god.
Anyways. That wasn't even a joke. I just said that randomly. I don't know where I was going with that, but please continue.
Anyway, I think that's it for the food, was just those 3 food items. There might be more when they eventually open. Oh wait, no, there is going to be something more. They're going to have some type of fish dish. I don't know, I forget what it's called, but I think it's called like I don't know, the catch of the day or something. I don't know. But they're going to have something like that too, which they haven't
They should
shown
call it
pictures
Splash of the Day. 'Cause fish splash. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I'm in one of those moods where I just want to like try and make a joke out of everything, and it's obviously not working very well. So, I vote we move on so we can get this over with, so I don't embarrass myself even more. But yeah, looking at these images, like I said, looks nice. Alex, if you do end up going, you should record it. Make a vlog out of it.
I'm gonna like the vlog that I shoot that day is gonna be mostly all about Tropical Hideaway.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take as much video of all different angles of it as I can, and then I'm gonna take video of the stuff I buy and what it tastes like, well, my interpretation of what it tastes like and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm totally gonna cover this.
Perfect. You should see if Rosita, if it's just like we said, just like pre-recorded lines, or if there's actually a person talking through her mouth to the guests.
I will open her mouth and look inside to see if there's a person in there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. The real investigating we need here on the Matterhorn Mondays podcast, you guys. Well, before we move on, I did want to mention, I think we were talking at the meetup of whether or not they were going to move the buying location for Dole Whips to the Tropical Hideaway and sort of get rid of that area in the queue for what is the name of the ride? The Enchanted Tiki Room. If they were going to remove the Dole Whip stand there. So speculate, you guys, in the comments to your heart's content about whether or not they're going to remove the Dole Whip stand there. And then I guess we'll see in a couple months if they do end up removing it. You can come back to this episode. Timestamp. I don't know what the timestamp is. But yeah, and then you'll see we're right. Mark says, "Fam, did you see Santa fell out of his sleigh?" No, I did not, but that sounds very interesting. I want to see... Wait a minute. Wait, I have the link open. Can you guys see this? Okay, I have the link. I'm going to play this for you guys. I haven't seen this. So let's take a look at this. I'm judging from the thumbnail. Okay, let's play it. That's loud. Hold on, I need to turn this down. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Almost busted my eardrum.
Alright, let's see.
The applause of people who don't know what else to do. Oh my god.
Santa, no! Santa, no! Oh, he made it. He made it off. That is amazing. Thank you, Mark, for sending that. That made my day. Oh my god, this thumbnail of just Santa hanging helplessly from the top of the Christmas float. This is just amazing. This is going to be my new profile picture.
You would think that they would design that sleigh with a redundancy that doesn't let it tip over like that.
Well, is it? Oh, it is the sleigh that tipped over, huh? I thought he just fell out of the sleigh. Yeah.
No, the sleigh is almost completely vertical. But I mean, you can see there that he has like a special harness. So like all of the characters that are on floats that are high up have harnesses on. Mm-hmm. So at least that helped, the poor guy, because that's probably a very old man, so that would really,
Oh man, I'm sorry, Santa. That's amazing. I don't care if I get put on the naughty list for laughing at this. That is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Mark, for sending us this amazing, wonderful link. Now we can finally move on to the other topic of the day. Okay, I need to stop laughing at that. All right, our second and final topic for today was also pointed out to me by Mark when we were hanging out in the parks the other day. Apparently, Disney is revoking annual passes to people who resell souvenirs bought inside the park. This has sort of been flying under the radar, at least from what I've seen. I feel like this is like almost, well, maybe not. I was going to say this is like Good Morning America level news. Probably not, though. It's just not as important, I guess. But yeah, this is very interesting to those of you guys who buy in-park souvenirs off of eBay or something. I think the other day we were talking about how it was with Steve. They were showing me the candy canes that I guess are what do they call it? Like hand spun or hand pulled? Something like that.
They're handmade.
Handmade. Handmade, yeah. They were showing me the link on eBay of how like a single candy cane went for like $50 each. I think it was like a single candy cane that was like, $50. And I was seeing in the one of the, I can't remember the name of the candy shop on Main Street, how they have like these flyers that say where you can buy the candy canes, and you have to get there like I don't know how many hours early, but they give you like a wristband to get into the place to buy the candy cane. It's like, why go through all the trouble? Whatever. That's not really on topic with this, but yeah, so I'm going to quote, this is from WDW News today. I'm going to quote from the article. Have you sacrificed a significant portion of a Disney park's visit to acquire a must-have limited edition souvenir? Have you ever had this effort prove entirely fruitless as the shop, tiki bar, or outdoor vendor sold out of your sought-after item right in front of you? A collectible mug, pin, and popcorn bucket may be worth a half-day investment. Explaining to your kids how you squandered a massive share of your roller coaster window and still didn't get the cool new Funko Pop you promised them is a tragedy. Excuse me. Now, according to a feature in the Orange County Register, he who must not be named register, the Disneyland Resort is pursuing a means to curb a long-time practice. Compiled in the article, the OC Register has identified a number of private annual pass holders who have had their Disneyland passes canceled. The common thread is that each individual in the story engaged in the reselling of items purchased at an annual pass discount. A Disney no-no. Now, there is also a quote from, I think I need to double check what this quote is from, Terms of Agreement, I believe. This is for, I guess, like the annual passes. You know how you guys like check the I have agreed to the terms of service without actually reading to them. Apparently this paraphrased, I think this is paraphrased, but apparently this is in there. Quote, merchandise discounts as applicable are for personal use only and may not be used to purchase merchandise with the intent to resell such merchandise. So, for those of you guys calling Disney the bad guys on this, which I don't think I've seen a single person actually call out Disney for like doing wrong with this. It's in the terms of service that it's illegal. Well, not like illegal, like you'll get put in jail illegal, but you guys know what I mean. It's against the terms of service to buy and resell merchandise with your annual pass holder discount. So yeah, this is a very interesting story that we missed talking about on last week's podcast. So Alex, what are your thoughts on Disney revoking annual passes to people who buy and resell merchandise online?
I say good. They deserve it. I mean, they're freaking, they're abusing the system, and I've seen people wait in these long lines to get a popcorn bucket, which, by the way, I think is ridiculous. Why are you wasting your life trying to get a popcorn bucket? But nevertheless, maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental about it, because some people really love these things, and I just bought a plate at Disneyland when I have no business with having this plate. But but anyway, Yeah, so I think that's good because I see people wasting so much time waiting in these lines just to get their popcorn bucket, and the next thing you know, they get up to the to the register, and then they're completely out of popcorn buckets because someone just walked away with 10 of them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, so I feel like, Disney is finally doing something to defend the people who are just there to get their one popcorn bucket, and stuff like that. And then of course there's the fact that besides that, I think it's just wrong to buy something from Disneyland and then resell it like you're some kind of like merchant, like it's one thing if you bought something from Disneyland a couple of years back and you're trying to get, trying to do some spring cleaning in your house and you decide to sell some things on eBay. That's different. You've owned it, you've had it for a while. But to purchase it with the intent of reselling is just awful. It's just horrible. Like you don't belong in Disneyland, So, and I think Matt and I can think of people that would probably be the people that do that very thing. So anyway, yeah, that's what I think.
I think it's... Oh, what am I trying to say? I agree with you 100%. People shouldn't be... I guess the one thing that Disney is sort of... The one thing that is ticking Disney off about this is that they're buying... I guess it's either annual pass holder exclusive merchandise or they're using their annual pass holder discount to buy these exclusive items. So like they get a discount on the item and then they probably sell them for like full price on eBay or on, I don't know, Amazon or whatever. And I think that's the one thing that Disney is getting at here. But I also feel like it's different if you buy like what am I trying to say? Chris, I think it was at the meetup. Chris brought the Splash Mountain. I don't know if it was like a Funko Pop or like one of those other. It was one of those. I don't want to call it a toy. It was one of those other not action figure. You guys know what I mean. The Splash Mountain Pop things. It was like a big box. I think it's different when you like buy something from the parks for your friends, which probably isn't applicable here. Like I think I've seen people on Twitter or something ask people who are in the parks to buy something for them, and then they'll mail it to them, and then the person who bought it will be recouped the cost. Is that the right word? I feel like that's sort of different, or like I said, if you're buying it for a friend and they want to like pay you for it, that's probably different. But if you're just like Alex said, if you're buying like 50 of these at like one time and then listing them all on eBay, that's 100% different. You shouldn't be able to do that. I'm surprised it took him this long to crack down on it, because I've seen this sort of thing go on for the past couple years. Yeah,
there are cast members that do this thing too.
Yeah.
There's cast members that they're whole, like, I've heard stories, and I'm not going to mention people I once met, but I've known cast members and heard stories of other cast members that are literally only cast members to get the cast member limited merchandise and stuff like that, and then resell it. And I thought that was just terrible. Like, it's just like, because there were things as a cast member that I wanted to buy, but then they all sold out because I'd watch people walk away with dozens of them, and then I'd be like, what? Like, I wanted that, So, yeah.
I think also at the meetup, Freddie was telling us about how he knew this one guy who resold a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't remember the outcome, but I remember him saying that the person he was talking about worked for Disney, and he was selling things that he bought from the parks in like huge quantities. I think he either said that they got fired and banned, or one or the other from the parks. So yeah, very, very interesting. I'm going to quote again from WDW News Today. The individuals in the story are understandably displeased. I'm assuming that they're talking about the people who got their passes revoked. individuals are displeased. However, each admitted they understand what they did to be a legitimate violation of the Disneyland annual passport terms and conditions, which it is. Disney has yet to release a statement regarding the revocations. Is that a word? Revocations? I guess so. Nor even to confirm that they are indeed taking place. This seems odd. Public knowledge that you can actually lose something as dear as a Disneyland annual pass could prove quite the deterrent for unwanted activity. Awareness of the one particular former pass holder who admits she lost her admission privileges but still has to pay off her pass may just eliminate the dubious practice altogether. So you still have to pay for the pass. Holy cow. If you get it taken away, that's...
and technically, when you get an annual pass, it's a contract.
Really?
Yeah, like my annual pass, like it's funny because sometimes, like, when I argue with my husband, sometimes like I threaten that I'm going to cancel my pass or something, and then I realize I still have to pay for the pass if I cancel it. So it's like, yeah, but yeah, it's a contract. You sign a contract that you're going to pay for this pass, and even if you cancel it, like I believe that you can't really cancel it. You still have to pay for it. Either that, or you still have to pay a huge fee when you cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
T-Will in chat said, during my college program, a whole bunch of cart vending cast members were fired for selling $4,500 worth of Mickey bars to other cast member friends. $4,500, that's a lot of money. Holy cow. That's crazy, T-Will. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine that. I mean, then again, if you're getting paid below minimum wage, what other option do you have? Just kidding. That was a low blow. I apologize. The leaders apparently... the leaders apparently went undercover to see them, knowingly give away the bars to their friends. So... were they selling them, or were they just giving them away? Because that's... I guess it's bad either way. But yeah, it's a different story if they were just like giving them away for free. Like if they stole like a box of just the frozen ones. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. But yeah, it is interesting to note that it says in the article that Disney hasn't confirmed that they're doing this publicly. I wonder if they'll even come out and confirm it at all. I guess just from this one article, and for the 5 people who read the OC Register, it's already a deterrent. I feel bad. I'm bashing the OC Register. They probably don't deserve it, but I mean, they also probably do. But anyways, yeah. So I guess we'll see if in the next couple months or so, I don't know, if Disney will come out and acknowledge that they're actually doing this. I mean, then again, they probably don't even have to come out and say it, just because it says in the terms and conditions or whatever that it's not legal. What is the word I'm looking for? Not legal. It's not allowed, I guess. It's
prohibited.
Prohibited. Thank you. That is the perfect term. It does say in the terms and conditions that it is prohibited to resell merchandise that you buy at a discount using your annual pass. So
I feel like I'm your thesaurus.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you for that. But yeah, this makes me sad. I'm not going to be able to make a living when I eventually move down to California. I guess I'll have to get an actual job. I misspoke. They gave them away as a magical moment. Oh, okay.
I've seen people do that. They give away like special like things, like not big things, like not like whole merchandise things, but sometimes like cast members give away like little things here and there that cost only a little bit of money. But they give them away to people that they pretend are random strangers, but they're actually friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, $4,500 worth. That is still a lot of money to be doing that. And I'm sure if you're just doing it at random, like if you're just trying to be nice to this one family, like probably even in a year, it wouldn't amount to that much. I mean, I don't have experience with that kind of stuff, but it's just from my own guesswork. But yeah, let's see. One last quote from WDW News Today. Whether this is a part of a policy intensification or a larger crackdown is unknown, as a flood of collectible Star Wars merchandise is set to soon arrive at the Galactic Outpost near you. It's hardly surprising that Disney is looking to discourage competition for its own product. Disney is playing hardball for sure. If it helps get more limited edition items into the hands of appreciative grandkids, so much the better. Yeah, I didn't even realize when they brought up that people are probably going to be reselling the merchandise from Galaxy's Edge. Because I think Disney said that the merchandise sold in Galaxy's Edge wasn't going to be... what were the words they used? It wasn't going to be like your typical Disney merchandise. Because I wish I could remember the exact words they used. But anyways, I think that wraps up this topic. Alex, do you have any closing thoughts you'd like to say to everybody who got their annual pass revoked for reselling merchandise?
I'm glad you guys got what you deserved. You broke the rules, and quite frankly, what you did was also morally wrong. So I hope that when you get your pass revoked, or if you've already gotten it revoked, that you understand that it was done because it was justice.
Beautiful. I wonder how they determine who's doing it, though. I guess they can look at the name of like the eBay profile and then cross-reference. That's probably how they do it.
I think the first thing they do is they look at how many people purchased over a certain amount of that product, and then from there, after selecting that person, because it's like a red flag. It's like, oh, this person bought 5 of these, you know. Then that's a red flag, and then they take a look at that person, maybe do a little bit of investigating to see if they resell it, and then that's where they go from here, I think.
Okay. Well, now I know how to avoid that. I'll just make an eBay profile under a fake name. Crisis averted. I probably shouldn't have said that, because if anybody is actually listening to this, then they probably have an idea of how to get away with it. Just ignore everything I just said, everybody. I never said that. That was all an illusion. Anyways, oh my goodness. I think we have time for one last piece of Matt Hosts Ghosts. Where is my jingle thing? It keeps resetting. It keeps getting rid of all of my... Here we go, Matt Hosts Ghosts. We have a continuation of The Desolation of Oink, Act 2, Part 1. So Part 1 of Act 2. Made by, where is he? Nate in chat. Big thanks to Nate. We're also working on something else. Maybe not for, I guess it would be for Matt Hosts Ghosts. It'll be a while before that's ready, so be on the lookout for the next couple episodes of of the show. But for now, we have The Desolation of Oink, Act 2, Part 1, here on your favorite segment, Matt Hosts Ghosts.
Welcome to Matt Hosts Ghosts.
Ooh, spooky. Okay, let's get right into this. Let's see. Yeah, this is 5 pages long. I'm gonna have to read this real quickly because I gotta drive on over to my sister's performance. Oh, Jeremy's in chat. Hi, Jeremy. Thank you for recording again. Thank you for recording those the voiceovers for Matt Hosts Ghosts. Really great job. Also, bye to you, Will. Have a good day. Let's get this going. The Desolation of Oink, Act 2, Part 1. This takes place in Anaheim, California. Oh, also, for those of you guys who don't know what this is, go back 2 episodes ago, and also the episode before that, I think, or maybe the episode before that, for Act 1, Part 1 and 2. So yeah, just in case you guys missed that. Alright. While on his way to Disneyland, the YouTuber began to devise a plan to destroy the possessed computer. He thought to himself, maybe the Mountaineers and I can scale the Matterhorn and just throw him. Of course, there's a risk. It could land on somebody and injure some people. I don't care as long as I get this thing off my back. Yeah, I'll throw it off the Matterhorn. While outside the world looks gray and dismal during this time of year, Disneyland Park gleams with beauty. There's a warm and cozy atmosphere it has during the holidays, especially at night. The Jack Frost painted castle, I said that with like an accent. The Jack Frost painted castle, the lights on Main Street, and the gigantic Christmas tree in the town square. There used to be a parade that was perfect for this time of year, but we'll get to that later. Finally arriving in Anaheim, the YouTuber, being held hostage by a destructive virus, made their way to Disneyland. The computer says, we're not getting in through there. The YouTuber says, you want to go through the pedestrian entrance? The lines there are insane and it'll take us a lot longer to get in. The computer says, no, there is another way I want to get in. Now, set me down. The YouTuber set his cursed computer on the ground. Suddenly, it began to emit sparks of electricity. The electricity morphed into arms, legs, and a body, as if it were a transformer. From the sparks of electricity... I need to burp. Excuse me.
That was a hiccup.
Yeah, it was not exactly a burp, but close enough. From the sparks of electricity, the evil virus took its true form, a bald man in a dark outfit. He called himself Oink. The YouTuber stood in front of Oink in shock, possibly horror. The YouTuber says, Bob Chapek hacked my computer? The reborn Oink was happy to be finally free. Oink says, all this time I thought it was impossible. On my home planet, if anyone is banished to the internet, it's practically a death sentence. Now that I'm free, I can finally achieve my true plan. Now, hotwire this car. We're going behind the scenes. Matt and Oink hotwired the car and drove to a secret facility near the park. A guard stood outside an entrance post. The guard says, who are you? And the YouTuber replies with, I'm with Mr. Bob Chapek. He has an appointment here in a few minutes. The guard says, Bob Chapek has an appointment? I wasn't notified. The YouTuber says, it was a last-minute change of plans. I hope it didn't cause any inconvenience. The guard says, not to worry. I'll let you through. Now, inside the facility, the YouTuber and Oink were looking for a specific building. A group of park officials were waiting for them. Park official says, Mr. Chapek, we're glad to have you here. And the Oink says, oh yes, Disneyland is my favorite place in the world. Let's begin, shall we? The park official says, of course, what's on the agenda? Oink replies, I want to see the floats of the Main Street Electrical Parade. The park official says, Main Street Electrical Parade? Huh. I'll tell you, Mr. Chapek, they still work beautifully, but their years of service are definitely showing. Oink and the YouTuber follow the park officials into a green building backstage of Disneyland. Inside the building were floats and props from various parades. Inside were the floats to the Main Street Electrical Parade. The park official says, honestly, we haven't figured out what we want to do with them. If we spend time to fix them, I'm sure they'll have another 20 years or so. At night, the floats shine beautifully. The thousands of sparkling lights were canvases of color and beauty, taking you back to a far simpler time. In the light of day, the floats were blank and colorless, collecting dust and showing their old age. The park official asks, what do you want to do with them, sir? Oink says, I want all of them loaded into the trucks. Now. Various cast members worked tirelessly to pack the floats and move them into the trucks, headed to an unknown destination. The park official asks, if you don't mind me asking, where are these floats being shipped to? Oink says, I want them taken towards the back of California Adventure. The park official says, sir, that's where we're keeping Paint the Night. There won't be enough room to fit these Oink interrupts and says, "I don't care. Just take them to California Adventure." The YouTuber stepped aside and took his phone out to make an urgent call. Sam answers, "Hello?" The YouTuber says, "It's me. I'm in Disneyland right now." Sam replies, "Where have you been? I got the Mountaineers together just as you asked. Where are you so we can meet you?" The YouTuber says, "I need you and the Mountaineers to get to the back of California Adventure now. Something serious is about to happen." Sam says, "That's backstage." The YouTuber says, "I don't care, just try and get there and quick. I'll meet you guys over there in a bit." And then Sam says, "All right, we're on our way." And that is the end of Act 2, Part 1 of The Desolation of Oink. Okay, thank you, Nate, for week after week building anticipation for what lies in the finale. I don't know how many parts or acts this will be, but I'm sure if it's 10 parts or if it's 50 parts, it will be amazing. Again, yeah, thank you, Nate, for that amazing story. Can't wait to see what happens next. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this episode of Matterhorn Mondays.
Wait.
Yes. Oh,
I
yes,
wanted to say
Alex.
something.
Go ahead. I remember.
I'll make this really quick because I know Matt has to go see a show. So, before we end the show, I just wanted to remind everybody that today is the 52nd anniversary of the unfortunate passing of Walt Disney. So I just wanted to say, for all of you Disney fans out there, especially people like me who are super fans of Walt Disney especially, take a moment in your day to appreciate the man that brought us this magic, this wonder, especially Disneyland, and the man that brought us feelings of happiness and nostalgia. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching Matterhorn Mondays, and I'll pass it to you, Matt. I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, just like Alex said, yeah, take a moment. Even though today, when you guys hear this later on Monday, or whenever you listen to it, it will be past December 15th. But right now, on the live stream, yeah, everybody, can I get a big F in chat for Mr. Walt Disney? And on that note, I would like to formally end this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. We hope you all enjoyed. We would also like to hear your thoughts on all the topics we talked about today. If you happen to get your annual pass revoked by Disney and you're listening to the show right now, comment down below, say how you're feeling, if you regret it, if you do it again, or if you're going to buy another pass under a fake identity. So, again, thank you all for watching, and as always, have a great big beautiful tomorrow.